What is up, guys? Welcome to Legacy TCG. Back with some Edison. We have Joey playing Lightsworns in the pink sleeves, and Eric is playing Quickdraw Machina in the tan. So he's gonna start off with a gear frame, solid start. Probably use this to hopefully run over a Ryko, so that he doesn't get like a really good pop, essentially. It would suck if it ran into Honest, but you know, yeah, there's the Ryko. Mills double JD. That's fortunate enough for Eric, but those JDs can climb back to hand pretty easily with Monster Reincarnation, Beckoning Light. So actually, I don't know if it's more valuable to have the JD in hand or in deck or in grave. I guess in grave it's more vulnerable, but game one it's not that bad. So he's gonna foolish wolf, attack with wolf, mill a wolf. Oh god, yeah, this is the intense pressure Lightsworns can put when they mill those wolves. It's pretty gross. This is gonna go into Arcanite Magician, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's gonna clear the way for his wolves. Hopefully that's a dandelion. It is not. It is a hamster, and Deep Prison goes down. Lightsworns are one of the best decks at clearing back row. Multiple copies of Lila, Celestia. Wow, we're just gonna get burned down. 4,200. Charge our Light Brigade. Let's see what we can get. We mill a Necro. We do have Fortress in hand that we searched earlier, but we are low HP, so an Honest kills us. There's none in grave. Yeah, this can be tricky. He can buy time by setting Dandelion. Oh god, there's no back row either. Okay, he's just gonna check with Wolf. It can block all 3 attacks, but he might be interested in protecting at least one token for Caius maybe, but he's gonna save that Necrogardener, have the Dandelion eat it for him. We set another. Yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah, we'll go to game number 2. Joey up 1 real quick. Those double wolves, too much pressure. Siding against Lightsworns, some graveyard hate. DD Crow, Soul Release, Kaiku is good. As long as you're able to have access to their life points, ideally you want to be stalling their mills as much as possible. But sometimes it just can't do it just because they have charge, solar recharge. There's no real way to interact with those cards unless you negate it with like Dark Bribe, Solid Judgment, something like that. That card's nutty. Charge a Light Brigade. He's gonna search for a Gareth. That kind of makes me think Lumina is already in hand. Gareth and Lumina go together like peas and carrots. Alright, 2 Dandelion tokens. He didn't summon the Lumina Gareth, he just went for Card Trooper instead, which is interesting. Discard Special Fortress. We gotta clear this Card Trooper ASAP. Just because if it continues milling, it might mill additional wolves, and if that happens, then we're in trouble. Yeah, Joey's the only Lightsworn player we have, at least consistently, and he's very, very good at it. You know, you may argue that it's all RNG, but the cards that he has dealt with, he plays them very well. Got Monster Reincarnation, the Cyber Dragon, get Chimera Tech Fortress. He's gonna debate on what he's gonna attack with that fortress. Alright, here's the Lumina. Discard Special Gareth. We're gonna use those to clear the tokens because we know those are for sure. And then attack the Necrogardener. 1, 2. Misses on the Gareth, passes over to Eric. Alright, we're under immense pressure. Once again, we do have a Necrogardener in grave, but Sorry, we do 21 here. Okay, cool. We'll get our second Machina Force, our second Monster Reborn, essentially. That's how I think of that card. Yeah, this deck, this Lightsworn deck is very, very powerful. The end of season SoulCal Retro Yugs tournament for card addiction is coming this Thursday, and honestly, the opponent I'm worried about the most is Joey. All the other decks, like I feel like I can interact with, but this one is particularly dangerous. So this is gonna do 500, and then main phase 2. We just equip with Gear Frame. I think we need to clear this Lumina off board. She's milling too much and she accesses too many monsters in grave. Even if the Gear Frame gets honest or whatever, like who cares? At least she won't have honest for later. A discard special, that's gonna pop that. Set another. So he doesn't have the pieces to get over Fortress, at least. That's the good news. Okay. Wolf gets special. Gareth effect activates. Okay, so there's no honest as well. Holy crap. We are milling a ton. Draw 1 special Wolf. But he is clogged on the board, so no additional summons. Okay, bright side. He's clogged his board. Downside, you can probably access his JDs pretty soon. There's no beckoning lights in there. I guess the monster incarnations are milled, but I'm sure he has ways to get those cards back. All right, we will attack into the Lumina for 800. Oh, he's gonna rip the JDs. Okay, when they get banished though, that's a different story. He'll attack Wolf. Yep, Wolf goes down 400. And then how many slushes do we have? 1, 2. I don't know if he plays 3. It's possible, but that slush is very, very important. This game 2 might go into Eric's favor. So he's gonna do target back row. Is it chainable? That'd be nice if it was chainable. Oh, my body? Okay. That, yeah. That won't do anything for him. Looks like he just goes... Okay, mill 3, mill 2 for Gareth. He might deck out and just win on that front. It's very, very possible. Without the Celestials, without the JDs, the only real way to... Yeah, I was gonna say Plague. To finish the game is with a synchro play, and it might be pretty difficult to push past Fortress Kaiku, especially with the Necro Gardener engraved. There's another aspect of control for Eric, so he's gonna opt for 6. Guess he can go. Yeah, okay, he's gonna go Goyo. Does he top deck for this Plague to go into, like, I don't know, Armory Arm? Or does he just try to steal this Kaiku? Okay, top deck, special. Because he can make this, oh, he's gonna make an 8. Okay. Stardust. That will protect the Goyo. Yeah, this is the only synchro play he has left. So if Eric is able to come out of this on top, then he's in good shape. But he's gonna take 700 right here, and then the Goyo is able to strike over this fortress, and when it claps back on the effect, he can negate it with Stardust. But Necro Gardener is gonna protect it, and now we're in big trouble because if Eric crashes into the Stardust, it's gonna pop the Goyo, but there's a Necro in Joey's grave. So, dang. Yeah, if he had another Kaiku, that'd be fantastic, but we don't. So, he's gonna attempt to run over the fortress again with Goyo. And Yeah, we're gonna force it. Set, pass. Yeah, this is Joey's only win condition right now. Couple cards left. Eric's feeling pretty good. Yeah, we'll take 3. And then on the pop, Stardust will tribute, and he's gonna come back during end phase, and he's gonna acquire a fortress for his trouble. And if this fortress were to die to Eric, it does pop a card for him. But with the Stardust on field, priority 1 is to get rid of it. This might be enough, or he can just stall. He could stall, and you know, it might be enough for him to win the game. Because I think it looks like there's only 1 card left in Joey's deck, so 2 turns might be enough. Oh, it's gonna do Fossil Dyna. The Stardust will protect everything else. Okay, 1 more turn. Just 1 more turn. Hang on. We're at 7,000. End phase. We will space the back row. That way Stardust can't protect it. Ooh, we got Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is going to be able to return some monsters and potentially find us an answer. We could... Yeah, if we just get a fortress onto the field, we might be cooking. Reduce the number of threats on the board, and then end the game through milling. This is pretty intense. Draw 1, draw 2. He's got another Pot of Avarice. I don't know if he can activate it. I think he might be short, but Gear Frame would be great. Brain Control. Holy moly. What a card. Brain Control will crash into this fortress. It's gonna pop everything. And he's got to do 6,200 life points through 2 face down monsters. So we're gonna go to game 3. Excellent. Game 3. This is for all the marbles. That was a good game too. Very well played. Joey will go first. Oh, he put his space back into his extra instead of a token. Space is one of those cards you might consider siding out against Lightsworns, but then again, they could side into Royal Decree, so maybe keeping it is okay. The space goes to hand. All right, we're not gonna mess around. Pop that Mirror Force right away. Depends on what he had. Wow, that's pretty solid mill. Heart Trooper milling Fortress and Plague Spreader Zombie. Fortress can be special summoned with Force later on, or a couple machines, and then the Plague can be that backup play. I would consider applying as much pressure as possible. He's gonna attack. Only problem I see with this attack is if it's a face down Honest, but it might just be a Raiko. He's gonna let him rip a card from his hand. Ooh, it's pretty good. Foolish Celestia. Did we get rid of the milling aspect in Lila? Ah, that's rough. He's gonna go for the Honest. Okay. I was considering Celestia, if any of those 3. The battle stuff is whatever, because we can just fight with Fortress. Oh, top deck? Oh, this doesn't do anything. That's a Foolish into Celestia angle, if I saw anything. Potentially just not even a Foolish, there's the Wolf. Yeah. He was better off drawing a card with Card Trooper. Saving that Plague for something else. Yeah, we're in trouble. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks like the dragon is online too. Yeah, like I understand where he was going with the Cataster. At the same time, looking at his hand, you have to realize his answer is already inside it for Cataster. The Celestia was there. Even without milling the wolf, he had Foolish to bring out another wolf. So this is 2. Luckily, Gear Frame is super solid card. He's gonna go main phase 2, equip, and pass it. We gotta dodge a couple things, JD being one of them. Yeah, if he drops JD, he just pays 2,000 to get over this fortress. 1, 2, 3, yeah, we have more than enough names. We have like 6 names. Lumina, Pitch, Plague. Oh, that's dirty. This could go into... It could go into Cataster, but the Cataster would die to this fortress. What do we do? We can go into... Oh, okay. That's good. Yep. Very, very clever. Lila pops that back row, and then now we go Cataster. Cataster will do his thing, pop the fortress, mill 3. Necrogardna is in there as well. Okay. Celestia, round 2, mill 4, and Lightsworn is doing Lightsworn things. We're gonna Foolish another one, and that will seal the deal. That was a really good set. Eric played really well up until this Cataster play, because he was able to look at the hand. The hand was Celestia, Lila, Foolish, and Honest. He decides to rip the Honest, right? So Honest goes to grave. Celestia Foolish is already a live Celestia. Unless you have like DD Crow to interact with that, then like, yeah, your Cataster is gonna go down. The Cataster doesn't interact with these cards in the slightest, right? That and say if he, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, he goes Card Trooper, top deck. Special, yeah. Into Cataster, and then that just plays right into Joey Celestia, fortunately. But had he not done that, he could dig further, because this Plague sets you back too. You don't get to see a new card for 2 turns essentially, right? You put one back, you draw it, and then you gotta draw again, and you have to think to yourself, like, what, like, if I do this play, will I be able to answer certain things that could potentially come with those 2, with that 1 card essentially on top of my deck? If it's yes, like, cool, like, you know, go for it. But if it's no, like, yeah, see, it's just this card doesn't, it's not gonna battle anyone. It's just gonna go into Celestia. So, but I think after this game, he's, after seeing like a Celestia in hand, he's going forward, I'm sure he's gonna be like, okay, well, that Cataster wasn't a great idea. But this Gear Frame was on top, so it did reset the top card. Yeah, it was a pretty good top deck. Able to get him Fortress, but let's see, you also had like Dandelion in hand too. Yeah, it was just like a Cataster play. It did set him back a little bit. Had he let the Card Trooper just stand there and then tank a hit, then we could draw a little bit deeper, maybe find some defensive spells, and then proceed with the game after that. But yeah, all around a really good game. Really fun to watch. So Joey goes to the undefeated round against I forgot who, but stick around for that. And if you guys like the videos, thanks for watching. Just subscribe for more, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.